Hello YouTube, greetings from the stop motion reviewer. Today we're going to be taking a look at the WFC Siege Deluxe Class Mirage. Mirage transforms into a totally legit Cybertronian Formula 1 car. I will say that the Formula 1 car mode is actually really gorgeous. A lot of people harp on it because of the clear translucent plastic that makes up the blue parts of the car, but I actually love this part of it. I think it really builds onto the aesthetic of the figure and makes it have a much richer and cooler, darker shade of blue. As you can see from the back, there are full parts in the transformation because the transformation is completely friggin' bonkers, so the figure's gotten a lot of hate for it. Can somebody please explain to me how people are lashing out on a $20 deluxe figure that you can find on the shelf at your local Walmart for having one or two full parts, including the spoiler, but MP44 gets a free pass of literally having an entire faux transformation? For all the hate the figure gets for having full parts in the transformation, he does have some imperfections. As you can see, these spoiler pieces do not like lining up with each other because of the ways that the elbows have to clip in. The front of the car has to clip into the back of the car in a really weird way, and the clear blue plastic tabs cannot clip in fully, so you're kind of screwed on them, and they are inevitably going to pop off if you try to force it. So the vehicle mode is going to have some imperfections in it. I also wish the two halves of the front of the car could clip together a little bit more securely because I can see quite a bit of a gap between there. But altogether, it's not the worst looking vehicle mode in the world. In fact, it's actually pretty fantastic. The only issue you might likely have with the figure is that if you're a type of person who's into simple transformations or transformations that don't require you to be really cautious about the way you transform it, this probably isn't going to be the figure for you. Well, the transformation is completely friggin' bonkers, so we're gonna go ahead and get into that. I tried my best to animate it, but I'm just letting you know the quality's probably not up there because of the way that the figure transforms is, again, completely nuts. So let's get to it. For a deluxe figure, the amount of engineering and attention that went into this transformation is absolutely insane. And Mirage is one of those underappreciated Generation 1 characters that hasn't gotten a lot of love in the past. I mean, Combiner Wars just repainted Dragstrip into Mirage, and that did not work at all. The proportions on the original Generations figures are completely friggin' nuts, and I do not like the look of it at all. And he generally just hasn't had a lot of figures. But all things considered, the sculpting and painting on this figure is absolutely fantastic. We have not gotten a Mirage that I've been this excited about in years. In fact, I really don't think we've actually had a whole lot of Mirages that I've gotten excited about. But this figure absolutely knocks it out of the ballpark as far as appearance from the front. Appearance from the back, on the other hand, is kind of a nightmare. Like, the top half is fine. I like how the tires fold in to fold the torso and shoulders, but the problem is these legs are kind of bad. I mean, for God's sake, the whole wheel well is hanging off the legs. It looks like his calves are protruding like 6 feet outside of where his legs are actually supposed to be. They can kind of nicely tuck in, but because of how loose the thigh rotation is on the figure, it's not very easy to do. And even though he does have ankle articulation, the ankle articulation doesn't help that much with his balance for some reason, and I don't really know why. As for size comparisons, he is definitely one of the smaller deluxe figures out there, scaling at about 5 inches tall. But I'm glad that he's in scale with the rest of the deluxe figures. Altogether, Mirage is a pretty good figure for the Siege line, but I feel like a little bit underwhelmed about the strength of the leg joints. And some people who are really nitpicky aren't going to like the fact that he does have a faux spoiler. But again, the sculpting on this figure is absolutely fantastic. And if you're gonna get a Mirage figure, this is the one that I would definitely recommend over just about anyone else.